Yes, guys, I'm Si from Ace Podcast Nation. This is Cardiff City World. Yes, guys, I'm Si. What's happening? Disaster. I filmed some content over at Cardiff City World today, or Cardiff City Stadium today for Cardiff City World, and flipping the main chunk of the video didn't have any audio because someone phoned me in the middle of recording it. Didn't realise it, and we got home. So there's like a few minutes at the end where I talk about Kanga and Isaac Davis and stuff like that, but the majority of the video is missing, so I'm going to kind of run through it now really. The main chunk of it was Cardiff's squad is looking big, it's looking chunky, and it's looking big at the moment, and I think like one of the biggest issues at the moment is we've got to get players out. Joel Colwill's gone on loan today. I'm not sure if that's been announced yet. I think it has. Maybe. Should be. So yeah, there's that, and then we're getting a number 8 on Monday. Don't know what to tell you. We're also, I think, getting a centre back next week. So this is a really interesting one for me because we've got Gutas, he's Bullet's man. We've got Callum Chambers, alright, can play right back. Mark McGuinness, Fagan Walcott is the youngster. So I do understand the thought process between having another experienced centre back. One, because Chambers is probably a right back. All our fullbacks are quite young, and also Chambers hasn't played loads of football, so you don't want to get caught short with injuries and stuff like that. So I do get it, but the way it was told to me is that the centre back who's coming in is a starter, like he's that good. And then I'm like, well, surely we're selling McGuinness then, because you can't possibly turn down 5 million for McGuinness and then put him on the bench. You may as well have taken the 5 million if you're not going to play him. It's a weird one though, because we're holding out for 7, I believe, roughly, for McGuinness, because we have to give Arsenal, I think it's 20%. So 7 makes it a bit more palatable. Personally, I don't think we should sell him. I think we really struggled with him, and I know, like, so as soon as people started seeing about a centre back, they were like, oh, Nat Phillips. All right, let's assume we sold McGuinness, bring in Nat Phillips. On paper, that, you know, that is what it is. Nat Phillips is, I think, is more than what McGuinness was priced at anyway, but so I don't really see how that'll go in. One will go into the other anyway, unless Liverpool was the club who wanted to sign McGuinness. Then we might be able to do a straight swap, I guess, which I don't think it would be. But then, here's the thing. We looked better, even though as good as Nat Phillips was, we looked better as a team and in possession with Mark McGuinness in the side because of his ball playing abilities. Which means that's still a worry that I've got. The way that Bullet wants to play, we haven't got anyone outside of McGuinness who can really play through the lines and bring it out of defence. Chambers, yeah, but I think we're gonna have to take our time with Chambers and, you know, El Ghazi, and because they haven't played a lot of football. So I'm a bit confused by it, to be honest. But I did point out the other week, that and I've got a video coming out next week, proper video, back to normal next week. But I got a video coming out next week looking at maybe Errol Bullet is cooking up a new system, because I do think he's cooking up a new system, not necessarily to play every game, but I think he's cooking up a new system for now and again, certain opponents, whatever it may be. I don't think that's a bad idea. In fact, I think it's a very good idea. And really, actually being able where it was sat where I was against Reading on Wednesday was really, really good, because I was able to look down on the pitch and I could see everything, and it was really interesting. And the change in shape in possession is drastically different. So that was really encouraging to see, because that means he's addressing the concerns about style of play, and he's addressing the concerns about being a bit negative and a bit sideways and a bit backwards. So the centre-back issue, or the centre-back transfers, is really interesting where that's going to go, how it's going to turn out. So keep a close eye on that, because the rumour, the word on the street, as it were, as the kids would say, is centre-back's coming in next week. Number 8 will be in early next week, if not before. I am led to believe that is done. What a player he is as well. What a player. Very excited by that. Won't be the end of the transfers though. But I think once we get this 8 and this centre-back in, I think the outs will be more dependent on the ins then. Personally, that's just hypothesised, because we have to balance the PSR and the financial fair play, whatever it's called these days. We have to balance it. And at the moment, it's not balanced. We got a squad. We are rolling deep in Cardiff. We are rolling. So we've got to move some players on. There's a little clip in a minute going to play talking about Kanga and Isaac Davis and Robinson. Fair play to Robinson. Played himself into contention. I think he deserves to start the first game of the season as a striker, and I hope he does. I quite like Ruben off the right. Hopefully Ramsey will be fit to start in the 10. Willock off the left. Look, we're going to get injuries through the season, so Bullet's plan to have 2 quality players in every position who are proven championship players or capable of being top level championship players in every position could turn out to be a masterstroke for us, mixed with some utility players from the youth squad like your Contes and stuff like that. Joel will go out and kill it. I'm not going to say where it is, because as of recording this, I don't know if it's been announced. But Joel Colwill will go and absolutely kill it where he's going, and as long as they play him, he will be far too good for that level. Far too good. And I'm hoping that he comes back next year ready. Because, and this is no disrespect to Eli King has gone on loan and comes back and looks ready to compete when we need him now and again, like be a squad player, but looks ready for men's football and stuff like that. Whereas if Joe Colwill goes and plays a season at men's football, he is going to come back and be ready to take his place in this team and dominate it for years to come. Might be in the Premier League, you never know. We are building something, but we've got to move some players out. None of the sort of highly priced outs seem to be going anywhere at the moment. I'm guessing McGuinness is going to be that one, because otherwise I don't really see the logic in spending on a centre-back. So I guess we'll see. But a couple of minutes on Kanga and Robinson and stuff. Please do subscribe. It'll be back to normal next week, where we're all kind of doing the stuff and whatnot. I think we've got a vlog tomorrow from the Bristol game. We also have the breakdown on Sunday, where we'll talk about everything in a bit more detail. Part 1 of the Craig Bellamy Evening is out tonight on Ace Podcast Nation. Please check it out, share it, retweet it, to everything, to your burner accounts, to your everything. Just please share it, like it, comments, loads of comments in the comment section underneath. It will help me out a massive amount. I really need that, so please do help spread the word with all that. Part 2 will be out tomorrow. So I think, we've brought in Wilfred Kanga, is a very mobile, strong, physically strong striker. Got a knack for goals. I think you have to give him time, and I think this is the important thing for Cardiff. Yes, we've brought in 4 quality signings. I expect another 2 next week, and I think the fans have to be realistic. We have to be careful with our expectations, because El Ghazi, for instance, hasn't played a lot of football over the last 12 months. It's going to take him a bit of time to get up to speed. But because we're rolling deep in the squad, that does mean that we've got other players who can kind of fill in that role. Ruben is in his new little sort of floating role off the right, has done quite well against Reading. So, you know, we can give El Ghazi time to get up to speed. Say Callum Chambers the same. You know, he's getting there, he looks fitter, but he hasn't played a lot of football in the last 12 months. New centre-back, etc. If that comes to fruition, of course, we'll be interested. I'm really, really interested with the Wilfred Kanga side of things, because for me, I think we look better as a team, and particularly the way that Errol Bullock likes to play, when we have an Isaac Davis or a Callum Robinson through the middle, as opposed to the traditional target man. Someone who can link up play like a target man, hold the ball up, but also someone who can get in behind. And I think Isaac Davis and Callum Robinson are both very capable of doing that. And I hope both get the opportunity to show what they're capable of. But also, from what I've seen and heard about Wilfred Kanga, is that, yes, he's a big boy, yes, he's a target man, but he's quick and he gets in behind. And if you look at some of the goals he scored, you know, he does get in the channels and in the half spaces. And that's vital to how we like to play. And I think, ultimately, Errol Bullock, as I mentioned earlier, he wants two in every position. And I think when you're looking at this squad now, we have two championship level or above players in every position. And we've also got then a big mix of exciting youth players. So it's exciting to see where we can take it next, what's going to happen. And, you know, I'm struggling to see where some of the players get game time, you know. Mate, Joe Rawls, I'm sure there'll be certain scenarios and there'll be certain times of the season, but these guys are not going to be regular starters for us. They're not going to play week in, week out. But if we want to get, you know, if we're looking at the playoffs, and Errol Bullock clearly wants to get to the playoffs, it's what he's got to do. So I'm very excited, but we'll talk about it some more. I'll see you Sunday for the breakdown.
Do you know you go to the Cardiff City Stadium? Yeah. And you come across that mural, Gary Speed? Yeah. It catches me every fucking time. Yeah. No, but I mean it in like, I can't. And for me then it was like, I have to do this. Yeah. This was, you know, it wasn't about anything else apart from, for me as well, like it means a lot to me, of course. I'm Welsh and we all are like proud, but like preserving his legacy is really important to me, because he had such an impact on me as a human being, as a footballer. So, and IG, be here as well, he had a huge impact on him. I mean, everyone he was around, he had an impact on. And I know we appreciate him as fans, but for me personally was, you know, I spoke to his mum. I wanted to know how she felt about it, and she was like, "You got to go and do this." And it was it. I was in there. I was in for that moment. And lucky enough, like Dave Adams and Noel, and they felt I was the one for it. And here we are. Indeed.